Imagine this. You're driving down the street, minding your own business, when suddenly you're shot, not by a random act of violence, but by federal agents trained to protect, now acting as judge, jury, and executioner. This is the terrifying reality many face in America today. It's not just an isolated incident, it's happening again and again. You think it can't happen to you? Think again. You'll hear from people who thought their lives were safe, only to find themselves in a fight for survival just because of who they are and where they were. And it all leads back to one person, Donald Trump. What's happening behind the scenes and why is this being swept under the rug? Stay with me as we break down what's really going on. You won't believe what happens next. Today, the stories you'll hear are not isolated tragedies. They are part of a growing pattern, one that's becoming all too familiar. In Donald Trump's America, people are shot, killed, or falsely imprisoned just because they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. But here's the thing. This isn't just happening once. It's happening more and more. And the real question is, how long can this continue? When will we, the everyday citizens, face this same threat? The stories you'll hear today are not just about innocent people suffering. They're a warning to us all. If you think this can't happen to you, think again, because the truth is, it could be anyone. You won't believe what's coming next. Miramar Martinez, just on a Saturday morning trying to donate some clothes, became the victim of a shooting by a federal agent. This wasn't just a random act. This was a direct result of Donald Trump's policies, which have empowered these agents. And when she's asked about it, she's told, "You're a danger to society." This isn't an isolated incident. It's a terrifying trend. Martinez, an ordinary woman, was shot and left to bleed out, only to later be thrown in jail. What do you make of that? The federal agents under Trump's command didn't just shoot her, they let her bleed. And then they tried to bury the truth. But here's what's really chilling. Martinez wasn't the only one. Another victim, Ali Rahman, a disabled man, experienced the same terrifying treatment at the hands of ICE agents. He was just trying to get to a medical appointment, yet he found himself caught in a web of abuse, his rights violated, and his body treated like an afterthought. You think this is just coincidence? It's not. It's part of a bigger, more terrifying pattern. Federal agents are operating with near impunity, and they're getting away with it. Now think about this. If these agents are doing this to people like Martinez and Rahman, what's stopping them from doing it to you? What's to stop them from treating you like an enemy? This isn't just a story about a few bad actors. This is about a system gone wrong. This is where things get even worse. The stories you've heard so far are bad enough, but they're only the beginning. The more you dig into this, the more you see that the system isn't just broken, it's corrupt. The agent who shot Miramar Martinez was not punished. Instead, he was lauded, praised for his actions. This is where the system starts to normalize violence. It's not a rare incident. It's becoming the rule. Just think about it. Federal agents who are supposed to protect and serve are now seen as heroes for shooting and injuring innocent civilians. And this right here is the true danger. When violence becomes normalized, when abuse becomes just another part of life, we're all at risk. You think this can't get worse? Think again. The truth is, it's about to get much darker. The next chapter in this terrifying story isn't just about the victims. It's about the system that enables this kind of abuse. Take a look at what's happening with ICE right now. These agents aren't just randomly targeting people. They're part of a much larger agenda. And that agenda, that unchecked power, is exactly what's making these abuses possible. Think about the fact that these agents have been emboldened by the very person who should be holding them accountable. Donald Trump's policies have created a culture of fear and intimidation, one where violence against innocent people is not only accepted, it's expected. And here's where it really hits home. What happens if this continues? What happens if we allow this culture of violence to spread? We're not just talking about a few isolated incidents anymore. This is becoming the new normal. People are being shot, attacked, and imprisoned without cause. They're being denied their basic rights, and no one is doing anything about it. What happens if this continues? Will we see more innocents suffer? Will we sit idly by and allow this to continue? Or will we stand up and demand change? The truth is, these aren't just numbers or statistics. These are real people, real lives that have been affected by the system's failure. You saw what happened to Miramar Martinez. You heard about Ali Rahman. You've witnessed the pain, the confusion, and the fear that these innocent innocent people had to live through. But here's the thing, this doesn't just affect them, this could affect you. You. Imagine yourself in their shoes. Imagine the fear. Imagine the helplessness. Imagine being stripped of your rights in an instant, all because of the color of your skin, the language you speak, or your status in society. This isn't some far-off nightmare. This is happening right now. And that's why this matters to you. It's easy to sit back and think that this is someone else's problem, but the truth is this is your problem too. The more we ignore these stories, the more we allow this system to continue. The more we turn a blind eye, the worse it gets. So here's the real question. Are you willing to let this happen to someone else, or will you stand up and demand change? If you think this is something we can ignore, you're wrong. This is something we all have to face. It's time to take action. This is what's at stake. The lives of innocent people, your friends, your family, your neighbors, are being destroyed by a corrupt system. And if we don't do something now, who's next? Who will be the next victim of this violence? This story doesn't have to end this way. We can change it, but only if we stand together. If this resonates with you, if you feel the weight of what's happening, subscribe now. Stay informed, stay engaged, because this isn't over. This fight is just beginning.